Now, it's no surprise that surfing is a really cool sport. But when you're a complete rookie like me, it's more likely that it looks something like this. Now, despite having no experience with surfing prior to shooting this video, I've always wanted to learn how to surf. So while I recently went to visit family in the Dominican Republic, I also found the time and opportunity to grab a 2-hour surfing lesson on a local beach in Punta Cana. And the objective was pretty simple: stand up and ride a wave. Furthermore, with spending the last year or so getting more into skateboarding, I was even going into this challenge feeling pretty confident that there would at least be some transfer from skating to surfing. And while that might be the case, it definitely did not come as easy as I expected. Now, at this point, I should probably start by rewinding to the beginning. I arrived at the surf school on a Saturday afternoon, and before class started, I first got to know some of the other students in the group. When it was time to get started, the teacher began by going over the technical details and cues of how to paddle, and probably more importantly, how to stand up on a surfboard. Here we were introduced to two methods of how to stand up: the chicken wing and the jump. The chicken wing is the most commonly recommended stand-up method to beginners, and it simply consists of you sliding your left knee up to your waist and grabbing the board with your feet before standing up. The benefit here being that it's much easier to place your feet in the correct position. The jump method, however, is quicker and more advanced, since it consists of you mainly pushing off with your upper body and jumping into position, leaving a larger margin of error in terms of feet placement, meaning you have to jump and land with precision. Throughout the lesson, I experimented a bit with both methods. In any case, I don't think it needs to be said that it's probably going to take more than a single 2-hour lesson to master either of the two stand-up methods. Now, after a brief explanation, it didn't take long before I finally got to head out into the water with my instructor. And feeling overly confident, fully expecting my first attempt to look and feel something like this, as you can imagine, I was pretty humbled when this happened. A pretty solid reminder that in life you very rarely get anything correct the first attempt, and that whenever you're trying something new, you should always strive to be comfortable with the idea of being a beginner. Nonetheless, I was already having a ton of fun and felt determined to get after it. And to my actual surprise, it did only take a few attempts before I managed to successfully stand up and ride my first wave. And after about only 30 minutes or so in the water, I was already catching small waves consistently. Now, obviously, despite reaching my goal for the day, I still didn't even get close to looking as cool as I hoped. My technique was horrible, I couldn't turn to save my life, and I would probably straight up get murdered if I ever tried surfing in an area with waves like this. But cool thing is, none of that really matters, because that's what being a beginner at anything looks like. I had a ton of fun trying out this new sport, and it really goes to show that you don't necessarily have to spend hours on end over the course of months or maybe even years to probably enjoy something. In many cases rather, you can actually pick up on the basics of a new sport or skill fairly quickly, and within a short amount of time have that really cool eureka moment of going from completely oblivious to that point of initial learning where you sort of get a feel for what it's all about. So this is my invitation to you this year. Go out and try a new sport, pick up a new skill, whether that be a new language or an instrument, or maybe just something completely useless, it doesn't matter. Simply just enjoy the process of being a beginner. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and most importantly, have fun. With that said, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.